If you started Heartopia thinking it was just about relaxing, decorating your little house, and going about your life, I have news for you. The game loves to hide important rules behind a cute interface. And the worst part is that it doesn't warn you. It just lets you waste time, resources, and patience until you figure it out on your own. So today, I'm going to share 7 essential tips that Heartopia simply does not explain, but that completely change the pace of the game. Things that unlock progress, avoid bad decisions, and make everything more efficient without killing the cozy vibe. If you want to play with more control and less, "why isn't anything working?" stay with me until the end because the last tip is exactly the one I wish I had heard on my very first day. I'm Mary, and the video starts right now. Look, this is literally the tip that separates beginners from smart players in Heartopia. I see so many people selling raw fruit thinking they're making progress, but then you look at the numbers and realize the mistake. A raw blueberry is worth a measly 16 gold. Now, take that same fruit, throw it in the kitchen for a few seconds, and turn it into jam. Boom, 170 gold in your pocket. It's like leaving money on the table out of pure laziness to click twice more. The craziest thing about the strategy is that it requires practically nothing from you. You don't need a complex recipe, rare ingredients, or special equipment, just the basic kitchen you already have access to at the start of the game. It's the type of mechanic the developers put in on purpose to reward those who pay attention to the game's systems. While other players are racking their brains trying to do hard quests or mining for hours on end, you are simply turning fruit into pure gold. This loop of gather, then cook, and only then sell becomes almost meditative after a while. You go through the map, picking blueberries, return to base, process everything while organizing other things, and before you know it, you have enough capital to buy that upgrade you are eyeing. It's efficient, it's simple, and honestly, it's satisfying to see that pile of jams turning into a fat bank account. The lesson here goes beyond Heartopia. In farming and simulation games, processing resources is almost always worth more than selling raw items. Developers usually reward players who invest time in crafting systems, and this jam is living proof of that. So next time your inventory is full of fruit, resist the temptation to sell everything quickly. Your future self will thank you when you're swimming in gold. Sleeping in your bed before closing the app is one of those little tricks that once you get into the habit, you can't play without. I've lost count of how many times I quit Heartopia on impulse, only to come back later and think, man, I could have recharged energy for free. So today, it has become a ritual. End the session, I go back home, put the character to bed, and then I close the game. The best part is that this extra recharge on your next login is absurdly efficient, especially in the beginning. Instead of burning through food, which you could be saving for buffs, better recipes, or emergencies, you simply log in more prepared. And since energy is basically the fuel for everything, gathering, mining, fishing, farming, starting the session with a full bar totally changes the pace of your progress. For me, this is perfect for long sessions because you enter the game already with an advantage and keep your resources intact. It's the kind of detail that seems silly, but added up over time, it saves a ton of items and money. And there's a psychological bonus. It gives that nice feeling that you're playing organized, as if you were preparing the character for a new workday in the game world. If you want to play Heartopia in a smarter way without waste, treat the bed as your energy checkpoint. Before leaving, lay the chair down, close the app, and that's it. You come back on the next login with extra energy and without spending a dime. It's simple, requires zero effort, and is an advantage that many people let slip by because they're in a rush to quit the game. This floating bubbles tip is one of those things that looks like a cute scenery detail, but in practice, it's a free advantage walking around the map. In the beginning, I let several pass by because I was focused on a quest, gathering, whatever, until I realized I was literally ignoring free energy, gold, and even wish stars. Today, when I see a blue bubble rising, my brain instantly goes into, that's a resource, not decoration. The coolest thing is that these bubbles are the type of reward that speeds up your session without asking for anything in return. Free energy means more time mining, farming, fishing, everything that actually generates progress. And when it's gold, it's that little push that seems small, but adding up several bubbles in a day makes a real difference, especially at the start when every purchase weighs on your pocket. And there's a competitive/online factor there that many people forget. If you don't pop it, someone else will. So I always treat it as a priority, especially in areas with more players circulating. If the bubble that appears is stamina, I go for it first without thinking twice, because energy right now is worth more than any maybe later. It's like picking up a boost in the middle of a race. Whoever reacts fastest farms more. Popping all bubbles becomes a habit that pays for itself. You walk around the map, do your things, and at the same time, collect these micro bonuses that make everything more efficient. If you want to optimize Heartopia effortlessly, promise yourself, see a blue bubble, pop it. It's simple, fast, and generally the type of advantage that transforms a normal session into a productive session. Tracking quests via the watch is, without exaggeration, one of the best things for those who want to play Heartopia without banging their head against the wall. I'm the type who starts a mission, gets distracted picking up resources on the way, and when I realize it, I've already forgotten where the NPC was or which corner of the map I had to go to. Then you activate Track Quest, and boom, that golden path appears, pulling you back to focus. The step-by-step is simple, but hidden enough that many people don't even notice. Open the watch, go to Memo, and hit Track Quest. Instantly, the game basically turns into a mission GPS, guiding you straight to the objective. This changes the feeling of playing a lot because you stop wasting mental energy trying to remember the way and start spending the character's energy making actual progress. For me, the biggest gain here is time. Heartopia has that charm of exploring, sure, but there are moments when you just want to solve quests quickly to unlock resources, a new area, a reward, whatever. And looking for an NPC in the city, entering and exiting screens, checking menus, that's the kind of dead time that kills the rhythm. With the Golden Path, you transform a mission into something direct and enjoyable to complete. And the best part? You don't lose the freedom to explore. I use it as a tool, not a leash. If I want to explore, I ignore the path. If I want efficiency, I follow it, and that's it. So if you're tired of where do I get this again, activate Track Quest on the watch and let the golden glow do the boring work for you. This routine of daily neighbor requests is literally printing money in Heartopia, and I can't understand how there are people who ignore it. It's 7,000 gold or more per day just for delivering some items you probably already have in your inventory. Like, the residents ask for basic things: fruit, wood, common fish, and pay you between 1K and 3K gold for each request. It's the type of daily quest that doesn't feel like a chore because it's fast, simple, and the return is absurd. What I like most about this mechanic is that it doesn't force you out of your routine. You're already gathering resources for your normal progress, so just set aside a few items for the neighbors and that's it. You turn that into extra gold with no additional effort. And there's the bonus of the gotcha stars that come along with it, so you still gain a chance to drop a rare item or cosmetic while filling your pockets. It's pure efficiency. But the point many people underestimate is the DG level, island level. Doing these requests every day speeds up your island level progression tremendously, and that unlocks new areas, resources, and features. So it's not just about immediate gold, it's about opening up the full game faster. Ignoring daily requests is like refusing free XP and money at the same time. It simply makes no sense. So my advice is treat the 5 daily requests as a sacred obligation. Open the game, accept the requests, deliver everything, and pocket your 7K plus. It's a 5-minute routine that pays more than half an hour of grinding and other activities. If you want to progress fast in Heartopia without suffering, this is the golden tip. Literally. This fish selling tip is one of those that seem counterintuitive until you start checking the numbers. My instinct was always cook everything possible because normally processing an item increases its value. But in Heartopia, there is a very clear exception. Rare fish of 2 to 3 stars often yield more if you sell them raw directly to Albert without getting fancy. Albert basically becomes your official fish appraiser. When you catch a rarer fish, especially these star ones, hold back the excitement of throwing it in the frying pan and go sell it directly. You avoid spending time and ingredients, and you still guarantee the best profit margin. I like this feeling of playing with a merchant's mindset. A premium item doesn't need frills, it sells itself. Now, common fish are a different story, and that's when it makes sense to enter kitchen mode. Fish and chips with cheap fish is that classic upgrade. It transforms stagnant stock into consistent cash. It's perfect for when you come back from fishing with a bunch of boring fish taking up space and want to convert everything into gold without thinking too much. The real trick is always check the value in the preview before cooking. This avoids that sad moment where you spend resources and discover the dish sells for less than selling it raw. So here's the simple rule I follow. 2 to 3 star fish, go to Albert raw, common fish turn into fish and chips, and if in doubt, preview first, because losing money in a grinding game hurts more than it should. Guys, this tip about the fireworks at Kaching is, no joke, the most broken thing I've ever seen in this game's economy. It almost seems like the devs forgot to adjust the prices, because you basically buy low and sell high in the same minute. You go to the general store, grab those packs of 4 one-star fireworks that cost peanuts, and resell them to Albert. It is literally buying money by paying pennies. The profit here isn't small change. We're talking about thousands in gold per pack, with literally zero gameplay effort. No crops to water, no monsters to kill, no ore to hit. It's just a pure arbitrage scheme, taking it from the fixed shopkeeper's hand and passing it to the traveling salesman. I do this smiling because watching the gold balance go up so fast just by knowing where to click gives an absurd feeling of advantage over the game system. The secret is to turn this into a sacred ritual. Every day, when it hits 6 a.m. in-game, the daily reset, you have to be there ready to run this scheme. I treat this as my guaranteed income before starting the real adventure. If you skip a day, it's a pile of gold you missed out on for free. Consistency here is key because this accumulated profit funds all the decorations and expensive upgrades you'll want later. Honestly, I would take advantage of this as much as possible right now because it's such an advantageous mechanic that I wouldn't be surprised if they end up nerfing or adjusting the price in some future patch. It is the most overpowered daily gold farm and it funds all the rest of your fun. So don't snooze, run to Kaching, buy the cheap fireworks, and go do business with Albert. Your wallet will thank you.